Why can't I see the text? Why? Having trouble finding seeing you guys' chat's not popping up for some reason. We're gonna fix this. We are going to fix this if it kills me. Why can't I see the text? Why? I don't know, guys. Having trouble finding for some reason. Chat's not popping up. I don't know why. So this is gonna be an episode where I find more content from our community, from you guys, to post on this channel. Next couple weeks we've got we're gonna have Memorial Del Caribe. Having trouble finding them, and some others that are gonna be posted on this channel. And what we do is basically it's an advertisement. So this for you guys, for our community, for an episode where content that's kind of in line with what we just kind of a more positive feel is what I'm going for. You know, next as far as relationships, next couple weeks we've got things like that. Okay, we got some people on here. We got Memorial Del Caribe, Ancient Aliens Andy. We got HT Logistics. What's up, man? We got Waygukin Way that are going to be posted on this channel. Sunday. What we do is basically it's an advertisement. Let's see here. We've got for you guys, for our community. Jabari Franklin. Content that's kind of Rolly Khan. How you doing, man? Just kind of a more positive. Says I'm watching 90 Day Fiancé. I was thinking of you guys. Don't associate me with that channel, man. Okay, we got some people. That's not us. We got Arch Place. How you doing? Andy. We got HT Logistics. What's up, man? We got Eye on You. We got Waygukin Way. He's looking for a new Filipina. He's dropping his old one. Let's see here. We got HT. HT says, Jabari. Are we early? Like at least start Rolly Khan, how you doing, man? Kind of more positive. It says I'm watching. Oh, Derek F, thanks, man. Oh, Derek, we've got we're gonna be advertising you in a couple weeks, man. We're gonna put you on. That's not us. And send people to your channel. Who else do we have here? We got Eye on You. We got looking for a new Filipina. Kevin, how you doing? We got HT. HT says, and we've got Big Rob. Like at least start Rolly Khan, how you doing, man? Kind of more positive. It says I'm watching. Oh, Derek, Mr. Mike T, man, how you doing? Derek, we've got we're gonna be hearing a lot of echo in a couple weeks, man. We're gonna put that's not us. And send people to your channel. That's bad. Who else do we have? Okay, let's see if I can fix that. We got looking for a new Filipina. Dropping his old one. Kevin, how you doing? We got HT. HT says, and we've got Big Rob. Like at least start Rolly Khan, how you doing, man? Kind of more positive. It says I'm watching. Oh, Derek, Mr. Mike T, man, how you doing? Derek, we've got we're gonna be hearing a lot of echoes. There, fixed. Sorry about that. I apologize. Echo gone. The playback was on my video. Apologize for that, guys. Can you hear me now? Is that clear? Yep. Sounds clear to me. Sorry about that, guys. Now we're back on track. While you guys are waiting for my echo to stop, go check out the Wallace Life. Great channel, positive people. He's already at 800 subscribers, so we got to get him to 1,000. Once he gets to 1,000, they start to actually pay you a bit. Big Rob says, hey man, Bruce in the house. Oh yeah, by the way, I sent you a message on Facebook about starting a blog, but I gotta figure it out, so I'm good now, bro. Oh, you figured it out. Okay, good, man. Awesome. Yeah, we haven't been doing a lot of stuff on Facebook. Facebook is oh man, it's so toxic on Facebook. It's hard for me to stay on there. There's so many negative people on there. It's like negative people promoting negativity constantly. It's draining. Facebook is a bit much for me personally. Because I don't know. I don't know what it is about Facebook, man. Besides the negativity, it's just like I just don't like it. thinking about just cutting it off entirely, but I've got a lot of contacts on there. If I cut it, you know, I'm cutting out like a lot of the positive people, so kind of can't do that. But what I want to talk about today, guys, is what I want to do now. Hey, Todd Herrick, how you doing, man? You guys didn't know Todd is one of our admins. Kind of took over Visa Approved on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, that group where we had like 30,000 people on there. I don't know how much it is now, but thanks, Mike T, man. I appreciate you, man. What we want to do is we want to start promoting this community. That means if you are an aspiring YouTuber, even if you have a Facebook account, if you have Instagram, anywhere you can post videos, and even some posts actually, because we can post just normal posts on here too. We're the facilitator, so we have to look at the content first. But the purpose is to promote this community, like you guys. Todd Herrick says he's doing a new video, a YouTube channel. Like he can, if you create content, put it out there on YouTube. We'll grab it, we'll put it on our site, and then we'll promote it for you, which will over time bring you more subscribers. And we want to do this so that we can make this a platform. We don't want it to make it just about us. We want to make it about this community, because Yuri and I have gained a lot from this community. Just information. I mean, people like Metroid Dad, who's in China, who tells us, you know, stuff about China, like going through this journey, this visa journey with people like Todd Herrick, and all kinds of support from people like Mike T Man and Derek F, and also people who have content like Derek F. Like we're gonna post his content on our site here real soon. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can show you. I want to show you guys some upcoming content from Mike T Man, if I can find it. I mean, from Derek that we've got coming up. Let me see if I can find that. Just to give you an example of the kinds of the stuff we're gonna start doing on this channel. It's gonna be a whole different thing. We want to take this thing into another direction entirely. But to do that, we're gonna rely heavily on our community, and I'm hoping that it promotes you guys. And basically the face of the channel. What I hope is that the face of the channel becomes our community, not Yuri and Bruce, but everyone, right? So that it's just doing nothing but promoting our content as a whole, as a group, as a unit. And just to give you an example, in a couple weeks we'll be putting this video out, which is from Derek F, where he sent us a group of 360 videos. And so yeah, so this is coming out. It's going to come out in 11 days on May 17th. So 360 where you can turn around, and it's only like, I don't know, 2 minutes long or something, but all of the links all send people to his channel, you know, so he can get a boost. And let me see if I can show you some other stuff here. Somebody who's coming out this Friday. If you're interested, just message me. Tell me what video you're gonna allow us to use, because we want to get your permission before we go posting your videos. You know what I mean? We're not gonna just go snatching people's videos like people do to us, snatching your videos and then posting them and saying some crap, some crazy stuff about you. We're not about that. What we're doing is promoting our community. We're gonna send people your way. Here's one that's coming out this Friday. This is Morris Del Caribe and his wife. They did a video. They've already edited and everything, so he gave me permission to put it on there. So yeah, it's gonna get promoted and it's gonna send people his way. So that's the kind of content that we're trying to do. If you are interested in us promoting your content, then let us know and we'll coordinate. Metroid Dad says, hey Bruce and Yuri, still in China. Wow, that's awesome. Loving what I'm doing. I decided to buy a townhome in the fields with my fiance, soon to be wife. Man, that's great. That's great to hear, man. Yeah, Eye on You News says you can post any of my videos you like. Oh, thanks, man. I'll make a note of that. What I'll do is I'll run it through you first. I'll choose one, and then I'll make sure that it's good. We're still good to go on me doing that, posting that video. Eye on You News. I know the Wallace Life said that he wanted us to promote. Post one of his, so I'm putting Wallace Life here. And as usual, guys, open topics. If you have any questions, or if you want to have a conversation about anything as far as relationships, if you want to just talk, I don't have all the answers, but the great thing about this community is that someone here will know the answer, and that's been the magic and the power of this whole platform. But yeah, any questions you have about visa stuff, we'll tell you what we did. We can ask the audience what they've done. HT Logistics says I'm still in the paperwork for visa. Oh man, are you doing a K1, right? HT. He says and you can post any of my exercise videos since everybody thinks I'm a fat lazy trucker. All right. Yeah, I'll run it through you first, HT. If I see one that we like, that fits in line with probably your Philippine stuff, HT. If you give us permission to post some of that, what I'll do is I'll post a portion of or all the video, and I'll basically just send people to your video. It's just gonna be an ad for you. Art Codrone says Bruce you can post any of my. Okay, thanks, Art. Okay, appreciate you, man. I was gonna actually ask you about that, about your drone videos. See if I can post any of those solutions. And so what we also do from time to time is we post it on. We've got like 2 other related blogs that also they receive some traffic as well. So that's all just if we post your video on our channel, you'll get some subscribers and some views from that. They'll go from our channel over to yours. But also, if we post it on our Dime Travel site, or if we post it on eFilipino Women, then that's another way that's it'll send you traffic. Oh, K1, okay. Yeah, we can definitely help with that. And thanks again, Mike T Man, for that. Appreciate you, man. Jay Barnes, how you doing? How's it going? Man, right before this video, I spilled this. You drinking some of this? Spilled all over the floor, man. Okay, let's see what else we got here. AC says you can post any of the Philippine videos or any videos I have. You guys have always been good sports. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. I'll make a note of that. HT Logistics. Let's see. Corey Walker says the Total Gym is not a scam. It is a good investment. In your schedule is busy. Total Gym. Who mentioned Total Gym? Oh, okay. Thanks, man. I see your video. You can post. Okay. I'm gonna grab that real quick. Give me a sec. Go ahead and grab it. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Got a couple videos people are sending me here. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and make a note of that. Can use this. Just making notes for myself here. That's what I'm doing, guys. So if you have any videos at all, post them here. Give them to me. You'll see them appear in a couple weeks or so. I don't know if this is yours, Todd. But I'll post that. I'll take a look at that when we're done here. You are in that video. Oh, really? Okay, cool. All right. You know, and this is like our once we start, Yuri and I start getting like this audience. Once we start getting like regular people coming on, and then a bunch of YouTubers, some of whom started based off of us. We start to want to like do like something more inclusive, and we talked about this like a year ago. I don't know if you remember, but we were talking about actually doing a collab where we're not the face, because Yuri and I are not we're not we're not extroverts, you know. We're not like want to be a star of anything. That's just we'd rather be in the background as like producers or editors or something like that. Both of us. It just so happens that Yuri is very good at it, and there's something about her that people really like, but she really is not doesn't like it for some reason. Is not into it. But that's why we turned this into something bigger than us. Turn it into something where the platform is shared by everyone. Corey Walker says, should I walk or have a college? Should I walk or have the college mail my diploma in pharmacy technician? Oh shoot! Whichever way is faster, I would think is what I would do. Right, guys? What do you guys think? Corey Walker's wanting to know should he walk in and get his college transcripts, or are you trying to get transcripts and your diploma, or have the college mail your diploma? In some cases, Corey, I know some colleges I've gone to, you have to have them mailed directly from one college to another. Right? Am I right or wrong on that, guys? I know I've been to a college where they said that they wanted the transcripts mailed from this college directly to this other college. But if you're just getting a diploma, I mean, I would just do whatever's faster. That's what I would do. Todd says, sorry, Bruce, my cell phone, my cellular, very poor here. No problem, man. You know what you could do is just videotape it locally and then upload it if we're talking about a video, and then upload. Oh, are you on? You're talking about your chat here. Maybe you must be talking about your chat. Eye on You News says, go walk. Oh, walk across the stage. Is that what you mean? Corey Walker says, graduation ceremony or mail. I would do the graduation ceremony, man. I think that's special to some people. I mean, me personally, I would have it mailed, which is exactly what I did. But I'm not like a normal human being. But yeah, I would. You know, you don't want to regret it. If you feel like it's something you're gonna regret, you should definitely walk across the stage, right? HT says, seems like the beginning of the visa process is easy. It's just the waiting, yes, for it to be approved and set up medical and interview is a long process. Man, the hardest thing, the actual paperwork is actually really easy, man. Especially you being a businessman. I'm sure you're used to going through like state and local regulations and filling out all kinds of documents and going double checking it and being meticulous about it and all that kind of stuff, right? If you're used to that kind of thing, this is not hard at all, man. This process is a breeze. The problem, well, the information, double checking it's like the data's all over the place. But you have our book, you have our course, so it's all in one place. Everything's there. And you can always double check. I'll always encourage people, double check no matter what. Double check everything that we're saying. Don't just trust one source. Always double check everything. And with the government site, the approved sources, right? But the hardest part about the process for me and Yuri was waiting and not being sure, because we didn't know anybody who successfully. Well, no, I did know one guy who successfully, a couple guys who successfully went through it, and he told me it was easy too. The hardest part is waiting and being apart from your girl. That was the hardest part for us. It's so stressful, and just like the separation is just, that's the hard part, in my opinion. INU News says, yes, Corey, walk across the stage. Jabari Franklin says, question, how soon should I marry my fiance? How soon should I marry? My fiance wants She enters the U.S. in June. My parents said let her acclimate for a few months. LOL. I can only tell you what we did, Jabari. So Jabari, my situation with Yuri was that we were on pretty shaky ground, man. Like in the beginning, and which is why the K1 fit us perfectly. We were on shaky ground with our relationship. We loved each other. There was definitely chemistry, but there was a lot of turmoil in our personal lives. Me having come off a divorce, and Yuri having some severe family issues, and so we were on shaky ground because of all the push and pull of our own personal lives. Um, and because of that, could not have a big marriage ceremony. So we just didn't have enough like support. You know what I mean? Like it's not enough. Like we're all we got. Me and Yuri is all we got, right? With the exception of a few people that you guys made. My mom, and then Yuri's sister. Some people who are supportive of us, but we don't have a safety net. It's just me and her, for the most part. Um, so what we did was we just went straight and got the paperwork done immediately. What what I would have done had I had more support, more family, more friends, more support and stuff around me, is I would have done the paperwork immediately. Right? She comes in. If you're not sure, you probably want to wait. Like if she's not sure, then I think your parents are probably the right. Let her acclimate. Let her see what she wants. Like, cause some Filipinos get really like homesick. Like Yuri got homesick, but it was like a year or two later. But some Filipinos, they get here, man, and they've never been away from their family, and they are so tight with family. Am I right or wrong, guys? So tight. So some of them, some not all, of course, but a lot, right? They're so much closer to their family than we are. Americans are. So I would give her a little time to like figure out what if she wants to go home or if this is right for her, and then go ahead and do the paperwork, right? If she's absolutely sure, she gets here and she's so excited and she's seeing things, she's like, wow, what is this? This is so cool. Then that attitude right there kind of trumps the attitude of like being super homesick and like crying every night and like wanting to go home. So it depends. You'll be able to read her immediately, I think. But what I would do if I were you is I'd let her acclimate, like your parents said, for a little bit, like like a month, a few weeks, something like that, and you get a bead on what her attitude and what her mindset is, right? Because you'll know, like if it's bad, you'll know very soon. Like crying every night and just like distraught because she's home, she's away from home and stuff. Um, Give her some time, then go do a quick civil union. Like just go do the paperwork, right? The license, and then you're officially married. I'm just telling you what I would do. I would just do the paperwork. Then you're officially married. Then you can start on the adjustment of status immediately, right? Otherwise, you're waiting like 60 days to actually get the official marriage and going to the ceremony and getting the dress, and then your sisters or brothers or your mom are fussing over her dress and all that kind of stuff. The anxiety of having the family go to this wedding ceremony and all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, you're thinking, damn, I need this adjustment of status. It's really two different things. You know what I mean? One is like, it's ceremonial and it's symbolic, and she's walking across the stage. If you do all that kind of stuff, walking across the aisle and all that kind of stuff, that's separate from the actual paperwork. The paperwork is the legal document that binds you guys together. You need that in order to continue with if you're doing K1. I don't know if you're doing K1 or CR1 or what. That's what I would do. I would just do the documentation immediately. Okay, I got some other questions here. All right, this thing's heating up. Derek F says, HT Logistics, yeah, I'm hoping to get my approval this week or next week so I can do the rest. I think it's 3 months after USCIS approval. She might have the visa in hand. Oh, man, congrats, Derek. So happy for you, man. So happy for you and your beautiful wife, man. Rain M says, hi, Bruce. How are you? I'm doing fine. K1 visa beneficiary here. Okay. I have an upcoming interview this coming Friday. What is your advice? What advice can you give me? I'm excited at the same time nervous. Thank you in advance. Okay. So we got some stuff on this. Yuri has a great series. She's the best one to talk about this, and luckily we've done a couple videos about it. So what I'll do is I'm going to see if I can find that video and send it to you. But my best advice is be yourself. Just be yourself. You know, make sure you study. There's a couple questions that you need to go through just to make sure you know it, because they're going to see if you know your fiance. They're going to ask you personal questions about what's going on with your fiance situation. And I'm looking for those questions right now so that you'll be aware of those. Those kinds of questions is what you need to know. But other than that, like as far as the being nervous and stuff, just be yourself. Don't, the thing is, if you're relaxed and you just tell the truth, it's so much easier than trying to sugarcoat things. You know what I mean? And trying to make things up. I'm looking for the questions that I can send you to. What we did was right after Yuri went through her process, we wrote all the questions down. And then what we also did was we followed some of our followers, some of our subscribers over the years, and we have got their questions, like what was their process, what was their timeline. We want to know what kind of questions they had. And so what I'll do is I'm going to post a site right here. I don't know if it's going to allow me to post this, but here's some of the questions right here. Go to that site. This is from one of Marge. She gave us a bunch of her questions that she had. So if you read that article there, you'll see something from Marge. But we have other questions that people gave us. Let me see if I can find some. There's some really good ones. There's some really, really good ones. Here's a good site right here. Tips for K1 visa interview. We have some really good articles on this page. Really, really good stuff on here. And it's all because as we were going through the process, we would document it. And we would put it on this blog, and we would make videos about some of this stuff. There's another one, this tips for K1 visa interview. It tells you about like what kinds of questions. If you scroll down here, let me just show you real quick. If you scroll down on this page, on that link I just gave you, it'll show you like how to prepare. Basically, me and Yuri wrote this. Like right after she went through her interview, she would write everything down, right? And this is also based off of not only her experience, but it's based off of experience from other foreign fiancés who've gone through the process from all over the world, by the way, from Africa, from parts of countries in Africa, Sudan and Ethiopia and Ghana, and from Kenya, and from Thailand, and from Philippines, of course. So from all over the world, like we gather this information and we just document it. So this is a really valuable resource. But let me just kind of skim through it. It says tips for K1 visa interview, right? And it just walks you through a little bit of this stuff, how it can be frustrating. But then it walks you through these steps. It says, do not appear on your interview with an empty brain, which means study. Like, read through the types of questions that they ask you. Review all your I-129F documents. And, yeah, this is a good tip. So they ask you mostly stuff that you've already filed before. They're not going to ask you any gotcha secret questions that they think that you might not know. It's all going to be stuff that you've already documented, that your U.S. petitioner has already filed. So, got another donation. Thanks, Ulysses Smith. Appreciate you. He says, could I get your help on... Okay, yeah, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get to that one next in a minute here. So, yeah, go to this site. And this is some advice from Yuri. Let me see if I can find... There's one more that's really good where we have like 100 questions that we gathered all together. Definitely read that one that I just gave you. Check that one out. That's really, really good stuff. Where's that other one at? Man, it was a really good one here. That's the one I'm looking for. There's a really, really good one that has like 100 questions on it. Let me see here. So what I do, if you're on our site, you just go here, and it has all the steps of the K1 visa process. Go to 5. That's what I did there. Step 5 is the interview process. with the Yuri Bruce method. You go through here, and oh man, I bet it's like on page 3. We got pages and pages and pages of information on here that I'm sure people are still using out there. CFO, baggage stuff, like you name it. I think this might be part of it. Questions asked. So we gathered some questions here. Are these Yuri's questions or are these somebody else? Oh, these are the CFO questions. Okay. Look at that. We even have CFO questions. Who has that? Nobody. Nobody has this. This work right here was that we did on this page. This was a lot. I still haven't seen anybody put the kind of stuff that we did into this. Let me see here. And we have a whole video series on this, by the way, where we break all this stuff down in sequence. And I can't find it, but we had like 100 questions that we covered. And I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's on the next page. Okay, while I'm looking for that, I'll just kind of sort through that. I'm gonna go to this next question. If I find it, I will definitely send it to you. All right, next question is, could I get your help? And this one's from Ulysses Smith. He says, can I get your help to give advice to my best friend? No problem. He's been knowing a Filipina who is a single mom for 6 months. Okay. So far, everything about her is okay, but one thing which she is. Okay, your question is cut off here, Ulysses. Could you repost this? It gets cut off after you said, but one thing which is one thing. It just cuts off right there. So if you could post that, we'll definitely answer this. I know we've known a lot of people in this similar situation. Single mom for over 6 months. So first of all, from what I've read here, okay, let me see. Reposted. You just post $10 twice, Ulysses. Was that on purpose? I think you can get that money back, man, if that wasn't an accident. It says, which she roommates with her ex-husband, temporarily because their daughter and fiance reasons. She is saving money to get her own place. Oh man, I know it's a red flag, but if he sees that she's making an effort to get out, okay, I'm gonna be completely and totally honest with you, Ulysses. Man, you gotta be frank with your boy, man. Just be completely honest and frank, man, because it's gonna affect his life, man. So, what I would say, and tell me if you guys agree with me. This is let's take the wisdom of the crowd here. I'm just gonna tell you my personal, unfiltered opinion on this. On this. I would give it time. I would give it over a year to develop. Like, just tell your boy, man. Tell him to take his time, because the reason I say that is because Filipinas, in my experience, and I know I'm probably gonna get some hate. People hate when I say anything about Philippines or Filipinos or anything. Is rarely negative. It's rarely anything negative. It's mostly positive. But Filipinas, and this is kind of like it's positive. They are loyal to a fault. That what I mean to say by that is that when a Filipina is with a man, like she is, most of them are so loyal and so into their guy, and 100% dedicated. Yes, there's users. Yes, there's scammers. You gotta be careful, especially as a foreigner. Yes. All that's true. But most of the Filipinas I've met are so into their guy, and that includes their exes. Like, especially they had kids with them, sometimes it's hard to let go. Like, unless the guy's already moved on and he already has somebody, what I found is that they still have an attachment to their ex, unless the guy has moved on. that's just my observation. I don't know. That may not be true. It may just be my limited observation. I I gotta say, man, I would definitely tell your boy to take your time, because a lot of times, and here's another thing: are they married? Is she married to that guy? Because another big thing is in the Philippines, there's no divorce, man. Um, so if she's married to this guy that she has kids with, the only way out of it is an annulment. An annulment costs like thousands of dollars. I'm talking about 5 racks. Okay, 5 racks. Is racks 100,000 or racks 1,000? Because I'm trying to say 5,000. It's like 5 grand. All right. Plus, it takes years, like two years to get through it. There's just a lot, man. When it's a single mom, and then you have the whole thing about the ex. I would give it more time, man. I would give it a year. Like he said 6 months. I give it a month, a year and 6 months, because that's definitely a red flag, man. Living with the ex, man. I don't know. That's a hard one, right? Unless the ex is already moved on to another girl. That's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think? I'm getting some comments in here. Go ahead and read those up. I'll get to those in a second. But I've skipped some people here, so I'm just gonna go back up and start reading through until I get back down there. Okay, let's see here. We got Derek. We got Ray. Okay, Rain. I hope that it was helpful to you. I hope that those links I gave you are helpful. Like I said, that's straight. As soon as Yuri was done with her questions, we put that stuff out there, so that stuff is pretty fresh. Um, I'm looking for this thing we had where we had like 100 questions, and I'm having trouble finding it, but I will keep looking. I'll keep looking for that. Yeah. Meantime, I'm gonna go to the next question here. Corey Walker says you have 90 days to get married once you enter the U.S. K1. Yes, yes, yes. You have 90 days to get married once you do it, right? So that's why I was saying, like, you might want to just go ahead and do the paperwork first. She gets here, you got 90 days. Give her time to see if she's gonna freak out, because some Filipinas, and some, not just Filipinas, but some foreigners come here and they miss home, like they can't deal with it because they're away from home, and they want to go home immediately, right? So I would like wait a little bit, and then if that's not a problem, then go ahead and do the paperwork, because you got 90 days. That's not a long time, right? Do the paperwork, then go do the ceremony. That gives you plenty of time to do the ceremony. The paperwork's already done. That means you've completed your obligation of the 90 days to be married. So just saying, but it's up to you. You could just, if you want, you could wait the 60 days and then go to the traditional marriage if you like. Just telling you what I would do. Rain M says, yes, the hardest part is waiting and being apart while being, yeah, it's so hard. That's the hardest part, man. That's the part that's stressful. Have your girl crying and have you stressed out and stuff, but the paperwork's easy, man. Let's see. HT says, Derek F. That's great, bro. Hope it works out. Ion News says, you're right about the close knit family thing, man. They're way closer than most Americans are, right? Not saying that's a good or a bad thing, but they're it's just a different culture, that's all it is. HT says, that's why I'm glad I have a woman who works abroad, so she's used to travel. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Because some people are not. Like, if they've never been out of the country, they've never been away from their family, and they're younger, it could be bad. Not all the time. Like, there's a few, there's plenty. Most are okay when they get here. But some of them, like, freak out, man. Corey Walker says, Rain, you need to know your partner's name, main occupation, parents' name, interests, and hobbies. Those are a few of the rapid visa sites that have 70 sample questions. Yeah, you want to find those 70 sample questions that Corey is talking about, Rain, because Those are the types of things like what he mentions here. Your partner's occupation. They expect you see. They're what they're trying to do is establish whether or not you guys have a legit relationship. Because what happens is in some cases, people will fake the relationship and they won't know anything about their partner. So they want to weed out those people, right? So if you don't know those things, basic things about your future spouse, then you won't make it through the interview. Not to try to stress you out or anything, but those kinds of things that you should probably already know. But yeah, there's like 100 questions that if you know those questions, then you'll be good. Derek F says, HT Logistics, the new website never really updated. The old one updates more. And if you get any RFE, you can talk to a second tier officer. Oh, okay, that's cool. And they fax it to you. Speeds up the process. That's cool that they're fixing things. That's great. HT says, it seems to me that the whole visa process is simple. You just gotta be able to have the patience to keep on going through the process. Yep, very true, very true. It's actually not super hard. Jabari says, thanks for that information. What's your take on a prenup agreement? As you know, I'm a scientist in Boston and make well over 6 figures a year on my parents own a few McDonald's franchise Boston. My take on it, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an authorized consultant. You should probably consult a lawyer. But from what I've seen, the guys who really need the prenups and who rightfully so are the guys who own a bunch of properties. Because here's the thing, Jabari, when your fiance comes to the U.S., you sign something called a support, an affidavit of support. You've signed 2 of them. One is I-134. The other one is 864. So both of those, you sign it. Once you sign it, once you tell them, here's how much money I make, here's my W-2s, here's I own this house right here. That's what the document is asking you, right? They're trying to verify that you make enough money and have enough assets to take care of this person who's coming from overseas. When you sign it, in the fine print, right above your signature, it'll say, yea, verily, you will take care of this person, and you will not allow this person to become destitute. You will not allow this person to become a public charge of the state, meaning be on welfare, right? There's cases where people will come from their home country. They come to the U.S. on a marriage visa or whatever, fiance visa. They break up a year later, 6 months later, whatever, right? And then the foreign fiance is on their own, and they don't have a job, they don't have nothing. So what they're telling you is that you are obligated to care for them until they're either a U.S. citizen or they can take care of themselves. There's actual stipulations there of how long you have to take care of them, right? That being said, that doesn't mean that if you have properties, that you have to share one of your property value with them, or it doesn't necessarily mean that if you have you own a McDonald's, you have to put them as a co-owner of the McDonald's or something like that. That's not what it means. It just means you're not going to allow them to be a public charge of the state. They're not going to be on welfare. They're not going to be, stuff like that. So that what does that mean? Like, what I would do is I would be like, hey, Yuri, we partner on our parting ways. I help her to get a job, help her to get an apartment. She needs a couple extra dollars here and there. We would keep it out of the court systems, out of the lawyer, out of the, I would take care of her, without breaking myself. Like if I have a separate business or something, she doesn't need to have that separate business. Of course, in our situation is different. We actually started businesses together, so it's kind of different for us. But if you had a business before she even came here, prenup, you could just write up a prenup. You go through a lawyer, of course, and say, listen, I'll take care of her, but she has no legal say so, or she can't own anything of this McDonald's that I own. So if you own other businesses, then I would definitely do a prenup, especially successful businesses or properties or whatever that you are co-owner with somebody else. You want to protect yourself and those co-partners. You know what I mean? So they can't touch that stuff. That being said, you still have to take care of her to a certain level. And a lot of foreigners, they come here, they don't really know their rights, so they don't know that. But yeah, that's legally, if they came after you, they could, she could say, hey, he's supposed to be helping me, taking care of me and stuff like that. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. So I'll say yes, but it depends. Spicy Lady says, hi, Bruce. Where is Yuri, sir? Hi, everyone. Yuri is currently at work right now. So maybe one of these days she'll be able to join us again, I hope. Or at least jump on this live. She might even be in the text. Jabari says, but my parents are really focused on her or forcing her to sign. My parents are forcing her to sign, but my fiance is very nervous about the prenup agreement because of what she read online. Jabari, just sit her down and tell her what's going on. Just tell her. I mean, Yuri, I had to school once. Yuri saw a couple people who were wealthy and seen a couple of disasters that happened here. She understands the prenup thing now. So we're really on the same page with it. I'm not saying that, I'm not suggesting or inferring that I have one, but now she gets it, like from a financial cold numbers kind of perspective. She gets it. Just sit her down and explain it. Be like, hey baby, like this business is owned by my family, right? This business is owned by my family, right? If you and I start a business, this will be ours. Right? You just tell her like how it works. Like this is a legal entity that's already owned by these other people. Right? And then this is a legal entity that's already owned by these other people. And then tell her to reaffirm, like, listen, if something happens and we get a divorce, God forbid, I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm not saying any of that. For me, it's death do us part. But if something should happen, I will take care of you. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. And the prenup even explains that, that you'll take care of her within the confines of the affidavit of support that's already been signed. Just explain it to her, man. The new Ulysses Smith. Thanks for the $5, man. I appreciate you. He says, get out of that position, especially because she wants to date my friend. When maybe it's okay to give her a chance. What do you think? Oh man, I don't know, man. Oh man, I don't know, man. It's sounding kind of crazy to me. I would not. You want a clean start, man. My personal opinion. Man, just get a clean start. Like, start with something new. At the very least, give it time to develop. Don't rush into anything. Evaluate what's going on. I don't know. That sounds it sounds really fishy. Like the whole thing about, and I don't know if is this one related to the one you told me that your best friend is with a lady for 6 months, but the lady's is living with her ex dude. And you said I would get out of that position especially because she wants to date my friend. Then maybe it's okay to give her a chance. What do you think? Like I said, I would give it time. I would give it more time. I give it like a year, 2 years, year and a half, something like that, just to really evaluate what's going on. Because you want more than anything. If I was him, I would want to make sure that she is really broken it off with her ex. Number one. Number two. Human nature, man. Like, you're living with your ex. I don't think that's a good combination. You know what I mean? There's a lot of history there. I wouldn't do it. Knowing what I know now, I wouldn't. I personally would have to move on. Like, knowing what I know now, it's best not to have that close of a living condition with your ex. It's just not good, man. It's just inviting confusion. It's inviting a lot of history. It's not good. I would say no. That's a no for me, dog. As Mr. Jackson would say. Okay. Art Jones says, "Hey, Spicy Lady and Ulysses. Eye on You News says, a red flag because Ulysses tell your boy to wait a long time and test the waters." Yeah, I agree with that. Corey says 1,500 to 78,000 pesos. And then he says, I wonder what that means. I must have missed something on that one. Vabon, hey, Vabon, that name sounds familiar. Bruce is 100% spot on. Thanks. Hi, Bruce and Yuri. Greetings from Las Vegas. How you doing, Roy Watkins? There's a few people we know in Las Vegas. Let me see. Corey says, you're a sponsor of them, so you become obligated to them. Yes, true. But prenup could at least make it so that she can't touch properties that a business, that especially that's co-owned by another entity. You know what I'm saying? Like if your parents are co-owners of this McDonald's and your name's on it, they just want to protect their interests, and so you just need to explain that to your girl. Wei Gukenwei says some states are known for breaking up prenups for more than others. Some states are known for breaking up prenups more than others. A lot depends on the state, which is why you probably need to get a lawyer. Also, make sure you don't trigger a common law marriage, since there's no prenup for that. Ooh, yeah, and I believe that depends on the state as well, if I'm not mistaken. JD Krebs says, let's see, hey, from Calabayog City, here planning the wedding. I'm from Texas. Hey, JD, how you doing, man? And then Walter Harris says, hey, Bruce, how's your day? Thanks for lifting me up. Man, appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Roy Watkins says, it's been a while since I've heard from both of you. Yeah, Yuri's out right now. Yuri's at work. She's like working 30-something hours a week now. So she seems to be really happy with that. She loves to work and get out there and help people and stuff. So, but it's all good. What I'm doing now, if you guys are showing up late, is we're just open topics. And also, you guys should know, especially if you're a YouTuber or if you got any kind of video content, any kind of content whatsoever, really, we're going to start making this channel a community channel, so that Yuri and we don't want to be the face as much of the channel. It's going to be a community channel where we take your videos, we post them, and then basically it's just an ad for you. It's going to advertise your content and so you get subscribers, you get some views. Walter Harris says, thank you for the advice on how to deal with my wife. Oh yeah, how to deal with my wife's feelings. And you know, it's just my it's just our opinion about it, how we've been doing it. And then, you know, it's a challenge because the customs are so different. Big Rob says, I miss Yuri, tell her I said hi. I will do that for sure. We'll do that for sure, guys. Yeah, so far, videos I'm going to premiere: Eye on You News, The Wallace Life, HT Logistics, Artco Drones, and I think I already mentioned Eye on You News. So yeah, those are the folks that you guys are going to be hearing from. We've also got Derek F., who's going to premiere this week. And then we've got Morris Del Caribe is also going to appear. You'll see his videos appear on our channel. A couple of his videos that he approved. And again, it's just an advertisement for our community. That's the direction that we would like to go on this channel. Roy said Sheila is doing well and adjusting and working now. That's great, man. That's awesome. Yeah, Yuri's not like doesn't like want to like stay in the house. She likes to. She's a very independent person, you know. So that's kind of the lifestyle she wants to live. Big Brother says, hey Bruce, first time to comment, but have been following you guys for quite some time now, or for some time. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Big Brother. Appreciate you, man. Let me see if I missed anybody here asking questions or anything. If I did, just let me know. Sometimes I'll just let you see the comments here that I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. It's just see that. So sometimes I'll miss comments. So just so you know, that's why I missed the comments. I'm not purposely ignoring you. it's just sometimes they slip by. And then sometimes I get this right here. It just disappears. See this? Rain M wrote a message and it says message retracted for some reason. I don't know why it does that, because usually the message is not negative or anything like that. It's just a message, but for some reason YouTube will delete it. Unless they delete it themselves. I don't know. And if you guys didn't know, check out The Wallace Life. The Wallace Life. Check him out. He's got 800. Look at that. Look at that number right there. He's got 834 subscribers. So you guys should go ahead and subscribe to him, so we can get him to 1,000. And Rain M says, thank you so much. Thanks for asking the question. Appreciate you. Let me see if I missed anything. I'm gonna go back here. See if I missed somebody. I think I did. Going back. Let me see here. Might have missed somebody. And if I did, I apologize, but you're going to have to ask me again. Big Brother said, I did some videos last month on Filipinos working in Doha. Was impressed by how many Filipinos are there, from the cabin crew to the duty-free shops and the cafes at the airport. Doha, I think I've been there before. I think I've been to Doha before. What's the video? Why don't you post it, Big Brother? Let me check it out. That sounds like are you in Doha? Because I would love to watch that. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, overseas Filipino workers, man, they're everywhere. I remember I was doing some business in Germany. Thanks for that, Big Rob. Appreciate you. Big donation for Big Rob. Appreciate you, man. So yeah, I traveled a lot. I've been to like 15 different countries. I mean, it's not a big deal or anything. It's just I've been to a lot of countries, and every country I've been to is there's Filipinos there, speaking the native tongue, living life, like actually with jobs and everything. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed, especially their language. The ability to pick up languages is amazing. And I think that's because Filipinos usually already speak 2 languages, because they speak their local language, whether it be Cebuano or Waray or Ilocano or something. But they also have a national language, which is Filipino, right? So they have to actually go through the school having learning English, Cebuano, their local language, and then Filipino, the national language. And so that's why I think maybe that's why they are able to pick up other languages so quickly. Let me check this out. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check this one out. What the heck happened to my... Okay. Thanks for that. I got it. I'm going to go ahead and got another video to check out here. Give me a second, guys. Bear with me. Just got to put that in there like that. Let me see if I can get back to my the chats, since it's not working on the damn video on the screen. Don't know why. Come on, come on. There we go. Okay, no voice. Cool. I'm gonna take this out like so, and bam. That's what I'm trying to get right there. Let's see. Corey Walker says, I've been talking to a Filipina for 6 months straight, and she has a bachelor's degree working as a teacher, and even showed me her NSO birth certificate. I think I'm now ready to plan to meet her. Man, that's awesome. Awesome. Big Rob said, Corey, I say do it, bro. Take the chance. It's worth it. Yeah, definitely, man. It for me when I did it, it changes. It'll change your world perspective. I really think more Americans should get out of the country. It's an eye opener. It's an eye opener to. For me personally, it showed me, as bad as America's problems are, we do have severe problems here. But as bad as we have it, like some countries really have it worse. You know, it really made me appreciate what I have here. But also, it helped me to realize every country has major problems. We all like. It made me as different as the cultures are in the Philippines and Thailand and China or wherever else. As different as the cultures are, we're all extremely similar. You know. We still have like the same fundamental problems are there, from government corruption to people being rejected because they're different, to discrimination, to trying to find the balance of security and liberty. We all have these problems. It's a human problem. You know what I mean? That's what I got from traveling. And it was the same thing. Like when I was in Australia. Australia had some problems, you know. Some of the Australians were telling me about like the plight of the Aborigine people, which is crazy. You know, being in the Philippines, seeing the poverty, the level of the extreme poverty there, you know, it's real. It made me sympathize with them, but also their happiness. They're so happy, and there's so many poor people there. It's amazing. Whereas here, you know, we don't have nearly the level of poverty they have, but we have extremely high levels of suicides and stuff. It's just like, you know, it's just different. Like every country has problems. It's made me see how similar we are. Corey Walker said national language is Tagalog, dialects Waray, Bisaya, Cebuano. Yeah, there's like 100 different ones, man. Yeah, there's like 100 dialects, not just 8. There's like 100, literally like 100. Right? Am I right or wrong, guys? How many languages and dialects are there in the Philippines? A lot, right? Like a ridiculously high number of dialects in the Philippines. Let me see here. What else we got going? Try to see if I missed anybody, and I apologize if I did. I'm just chilling, guys. Just enjoying my Sunday. Open topics. Any question you have, if I missed it, just let me know, and I'll do my best to cover it. Point you to different resources. Speaking of resources, let me see if I can find that. Somebody asked me about something I'm supposed to look up. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, that's not it. There it is. Let me see. Oh, Derek F says 130 plus. Yeah. Roy Watkins says 128 dialects and languages. Spicy Lady said, hi, host. Hi, host done for the Wallace Life. Hey, you guys, sign up for the Wallace Life. See that? Somebody just signed up for the Wallace Life. We got to get them to 1,000. They're so close. So close to 1,000. Walter Harris says, hey, Bruce, I just got my daughter American birth certificate and passport. Man, congrats. That is awesome. Was your daughter born in another country? Corey Walker says, thanks, Bruce. You're right. It's 170 languages in the Philippines. Yeah, it's no joke, man. Archipelago. So a lot of it developed the languages, I think, developed because they had a little bit of separation, between the islands. Let me see if I can find those questions. Still looking. Where is it? Let me just try my search feature here. Maybe it's here. Let me see. Questions. Show you guys what I'm doing here. This is what I'm doing. I'm on our site and I'm looking for all the questions. I think this is it. This is a partial list. What is this one? Oh, these are green card questions. Look at that. We got green card questions. Forgot all about that. What I'm looking for is the questions that they ask you at the interview. There it is. Look at that. Okay, we got like 60 questions here. And you'll see these same ones on like repeat on repeat. Like you'll see them on Rapid Visa. You'll see them all over the internet. So I'm just gonna go ahead and post this here. I can't remember. I think Rain asked for this, but there it is, Rain. Those are all the questions that we gathered. There might even be a longer one. I could have swore we had like 100. But K1 interview. Maybe this is it. Let me see. Here's another pretty good resource. What is this one? K1 visa process interview experience in Colorado questions 2014. I went through the final stage of the K1 visa process. A consular officer interviewed. Oh, this is for the consular officer. This is when Yuri came here to Colorado, and then we had to have another interview, and this was like the last part of the K1 visa process. Yeah, we put all this stuff down, and then we even did an interview with other people who went through the process. We were extremely thorough. Good stuff. This is really good content here. I don't know anybody else who's doing that. Walter Harris says she's born in Davao City, Philippines. I will post the 70 question sample. Yeah, definitely do that. If Rain is still on, Rain, if you're still on, then there's a link down there for you. And I think somebody else, Corey Walker, is trying to find more of those questions for you. That might be where we got some of those questions from, actually. But I know some of these Yuri put in herself, that they literally asked her. For sure. And then she's got some tips at the bottom. Don't be nervous. Listen carefully to the questions. Practice for days before the interview. Do not keep changing your answers. Yeah, don't do that. Don't keep changing your answers. Let's see, Walter Harris. How long did it take to do, and how long to get the birth certificate back from the Philippines? Good question. What was the process? Walter, I got a question for you. What was the process to get your daughter the U.S. passport? What is it called? We've had some people ask this question before. We've been through it. It's something I always forget. It's called like CABR or something like that. Let me see if I can find it. It's called like CBR. Oh, man, I can't remember. Born abroad. I know some people have actually done it. And every time somebody asks this question, somebody answers it. And I can never remember what it is. Oh, man. It's called like Born Abroad. Born Abroad. CBR CBRA, something like that. Looking for that process. I think this might be it right here. Birth of U.S. citizen abroad. This might be, yeah, that's what it's called. CRBA. This is the process, right? Is this the process that you went through? U.S. citizens born abroad. Yeah, I think that's it. Always forget that. Oh, there's the questions right there, Rain, if you happen to be on. And there's that resource that I just brought up about citizens born abroad. If you want to read up on that, I don't know if anybody's looking for that, but this basically is for like if your kid, you had a kid in the Philippines, right? And that means your kid is a U.S. citizen. So you just need to go through a certain process to get them a birth certificate and then get them a passport. And that's especially helpful if you're going through the K-1 visa process. Like say you had a child in the Philippines or Thailand or wherever, child's born, then you guys decide to get married. Then as you're going through the process of the K-1, if you were to bring your kid on as a K-2, that's more money that you have to spend. That's more process you have to do. But if you just tell them, hey, my kid's a U.S. citizen, and you go through this process and get your kid a passport and everything, that eliminates one part of the process of the K-1 process anyway, or CR1, because that's actually pretty expensive. The Wallace Life, how you doing, man? We're over here promoting your site, trying to get you to 1,000. You're so close to that big 1,000. Bruce, is your book available for purchase? Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, hold on a second. Are you talking about this book by any chance? This is our. If you guys didn't know, Yuri and I wrote everything we did, everything we went through. As Yuri was doing, as I was doing mine, I have all my original documents, and it's in here. Of course, I had to change the names have been changed to protect the innocent, right? Like I didn't put my real phone number and address in here, but the forms are real. So let me just give you an example. Like the form I did for the letter of intent to marry, it's there. Boom, gives you an example that you could copy. We give examples of like legal name change, if that's what you need to do. This is our experience, right? It's not illegal for us to show you guys our experience with this thing. And that's what we did. We just walk you through, and it has checklists that ask you like, okay, this is what you have to do. Did you do this? You can actually write in the book. There's like areas where you can take notes and stuff. This book is available on Amazon, by the way. It's on print, and it's on print and on ebook and audio, all three mediums. Mike T Man says, "Oh, the sci-fi book. Oh, yeah, it's out there. It's out there for sale, man. Just we could probably talk about it after this." The Wallace Life says, "Thanks, we appreciate it." Yep, anytime. We got another one there. Come on, guys, sign up for the Wallace Life. He's here representing. If you guys didn't know, it's a positive channel. It's promoting international relationships between two solid people. Like we have to promote our own. We have to promote our own people, right? So, the Wallace Life. Check him out. Subscribe. Turn on the notifications. Spicy Lady says, "Hi. So amazing, host Bruce. Thanks so much for helpful topic. Got to go for dinner, and please give my regards to Yuri." Oh, sure, will do. Thanks, Spicy Lady. Appreciate you. Much love. We give love back. Walter Harris says, make sure you have all your paperwork together. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, big brother. That what is that? Is that NZ? Is that New Zealand? 10 New Zealand dollars? What is that? But thank you so much. You guys' story inspired me to look to the Philippines for a partner, and while I'm still hesitating and researching, I'm happy I know there are options out there. Man, Philippines changed my life. Um, Philippines changed my life for sure, man. The Filipinas, the Filipino people, man. There's just something about the culture. There's something about there's something about it, right, that resonates with me, and I really liked it. I mean, even though as I was looking, like Big Brother, like what you gotta take your time and don't rush. Um, take your time. There's so many users and scammers online, especially if you're looking online. And if you ever travel to the Philippines, you'll know why. Because the poverty is out of control there. It's not like here, man. It's not like here. When you see panhandlers there, man, they're like little kids with no clothes on in the streets. It's bad, right? And it's something that they're trying to fix, and hopefully one day it'll get resolved. But that's why there's so many uh, people online trying to make a living, you know. And I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying I understand why. I understand why there's so many. Um, but even so, there's a lot of good people on there who legitimate women who are really looking for a good, solid man, right? And they don't care that yeah, you're a foreigner or whatever, but they just, I mean, especially the older ladies, the older Filipinas, they're just looking for a good man. You know, they're not looking for a wealthy freaking model. You know, this isn't what's that book, Twilight. They're looking for a good man. You know, the older ones. I can't speak for the younger ones. The younger ones, I don't know. You know, you got to be real careful with the younger ones. But the older ones, like the ones who are like, you know, in their 30s, late 20s, they're solid, man. They're just looking for a good man. So, and that's you, right? So just take your time if you happen to be doing the online dating thing, which does work, by the way. You just gotta take your time. Am I right or wrong, guys? These guys will tell you. So some of these guys took the same track I did, which is go on the sites and just look, right? Walter Harris says Filipino birth certificate. Okay. The Wallace Life says the Philippines definitely changed my life. Look at my life and the world differently. Excuse me. Yeah, for sure, man. It was. I always knew there was something special. Because a lot of my Filipino American friends, like they're so cool. You know, like the way they look at life is so laid back, so chill, and I I just wanted to know more about the Philippines. So I went online, started going there, and just something clicked. And you know what? I've been to Korea, and it's so different. I love Korea. I love Korean food, my favorite. But the culture is very different, you know, and they're very closed. Koreans are. It's very closed. When you go there, it's very what's the word for it? Homogenous. It's very. Everybody is like 98% of the people there you're not gonna see a lot of diversity. You know, there is 98% Korean, right? You might see some exchange students here and there, but for the most part, it's very different there. And same thing with Japan. I always loved Japanese culture and anime and you know the actual culture and all that kind of stuff. And I actually knew a little bit of Japanese and Korean. And I was there. I actually lived there for some time. I lived in Korea for like a year and a half. Learned enough to where I could go from one end of Korea, of a town in Korea, to another town, and the people were super nice. Than the people I met anyway. But it's so different. In Japan too, it's so different. But the Philippines, um, it's more similar. And it's funny, like I would meet Filipinos in Korea, and they'd be so cool that I could relate to them. You know what I mean? Like they're so open that you could relate to them, and I always thought that was really cool. So Philippines is definitely worth checking out. Is definitely worth your time. There's something about it that's very similar. It's very different. Don't get me wrong. It's not American. They have their own culture, their own food, their own languages. They have their own thing. Like it's very very different. However, I don't know if this the soul that's similar. I can't explain it, man. It's just so there's a lot of you'll be able to relate there more so than Japan or Korea or anywhere else in Southeast Asia, including one of my favorite places of all times, which is Thailand. Thailand is also very different. It's very, very, very different. Let's see. I got some stuff here while I was rambling on. Mike T Man says, "You're right, Bruce. Just take your time dating, man. Just take your time. Great advice. Great advice." Wei Gukin Wei says, I may need to swing by the Philippines when I'm in Korea later this year. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's nothing like the Philippines. Is somewhere you have to check out. Korea is very, very different. Very, very, very different, man. But Philippines is also different. But I don't know. Maybe it's the language. Like most people there know English, so that might be all the difference in the world right there. Might also be that at one time Philippines was actually a commonwealth of America for like 50 years. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but there's a lot of similarities. Gen T3 says, Yuri and Bruce, you guys have the best videos with the best information pertaining to K1 on YouTube. Thanks. Very detailed, simplified, simple to understand. Great content, highly recommended. Thanks a lot. That's a great compliment. Appreciate that. It's getting a little bit outdated in a couple years. Nothing's really hasn't really changed. The process itself has not changed much. The prices have changed, and some of the forms have dropped out or changed. But for the most part, the process overall is the same. So, Mickey1863 says, "What's up, everybody? How you doing, Mickey? Missed you guys. Missed you too, man." Corey Walker says, "What's up, Mickey?" Walter Harris says, "Hey, congrats. Send me some pictures." Who is this for? Hey, congrats. Send me some pictures. Send me some pictures. My email. I think he might be talking about somebody else. Big Brother says, "Thank you for the advice, bro. Taking time, man. Take your dang time, man. I'm telling you. Been browsing and chatting casually for half a year. We'll visit the Philippines before the end of next year with no strings attached, sort of a reconnaissance." That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. You know who you can check out that gives you some real straightforward, real down-to-earth talk on it is The Wallace Life. If you haven't done so, check out Am I pointing in the right direction? Is it? I can't see myself. So check out The Wallace Life. Sign up for him. Here's their channel right here. Sign up. He's got a series where he goes to the Philippines. Check that out. Where he just takes him and his family to the Philippines, and they're just like eating at the restaurants and stuff, and he's just casually talking and walking around. It's super authentic. Gives you great perspective on it if you want to see a little glimpse of the Philippines. He's got like might even be like 10-part series. I haven't gone through the whole thing yet. I'm working my way through it. But yeah, Big Brother, just sign up for The Wallace Life. Let's see who else we got here. Derek F says, Walter Harris, okay, will do. Let's see what else we got here. Corey Walker says, Spanish colonialized there many years ago. Yeah, that was like before the 1800s, and they did it for like hundreds of years. And then the U.S. came in during the Spanish-American War, and the U.S. took over that land for about 50 years. So they were colonized by the Spaniards, and then after that it was the U.S., and the U.S. was on their way out, and then they got attacked by Japan. So yeah, they got. There's a little bit of animosity towards the colonizers. Well, that includes America. But for the most part, um, a lot of the influences of those different cultures is there. Um, so yeah, it's. I think. I mean, what I really love about the Philippines is it's uh, the people are so they're genuine, you know, and down to earth, genuine, and happy. Even in bad conditions, very happy people. Definitely not everybody's great there, you know. Definitely, you know, you stay there long enough, you will meet the worst of the worst, just like any place you go to. But for the most part, man, the people are awesome. The culture is awesome. The food is awesome. I really like it. I really like the culture itself, actually. The actual culture. The Even though I'm not close to my family, with the exception of my mom, but I appreciate their. Do you guys hear those dogs? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Okay, that should be better. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate the culture itself. It definitely gave me a different perspective on life. They've been dogs for centuries, but they're about to make a huge come up. I hope so. I really do hope so. Maybe they'll do it with China, because I don't think it'll be with us. I mean, I don't think it's. I don't think it's gonna be with the U.S. You know, good, bad, or indifferent. I don't think it's gonna be with us, but maybe China. If they do like some big move with them, then they might be able to financially, economically go to another level. You know, I mean, Duterte's been talking about that, so hopefully that works out. If they just clean up some of the corruption and get some big businesses going with People's Republic of hell yeah, maybe even Russia. It's not gonna be us. Let me see here. Looking for more questions here. Scrolling through to see if anybody else has said anything that I missed. And if I missed it, I apologize. Let me see. Whoa, Mickey, man, thanks, man. Appreciate you. $20. Dang. Looking for any, and again, guys, if you're coming here late, couple things. Number one, open topics. If you have any questions at all, if you have just a comment, it's cool. We could talk about it. My level of expertise, not an authorized consultant or a lawyer, but I know a lot about the K-1 visa process. I know a lot about my K-1 visa process. I can also tell you about my 5-6 year relationship with Yuri, how that's been going as an international couple. I've been married since 2014. How that's going for me. I can tell you a lot about that. So there's that, and then other than that, like any open topics you want, well, we could talk about it. Mickey says, no, it won't be the U.S. That's why we need to have ties in both places. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it should be the U.S. To be honest with you, the U.S. should probably focus on ourselves for a while till we get better economically. My own personal take on the matter, but Metroid Dad, are you still on, man? I want to ask you some questions about China if you're still on. I'm so curious. So if you guys didn't know, Metroid Dad is currently not stationed. He's working in China, I think, as a teacher. He's in China as a teacher, and has been there for what, 6 months? It's been a while. Mickey says, "Love you guys. Appreciate all you do. I wouldn't be getting married to my Filipina if it weren't for you and Yuri." Thanks, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of this community. Appreciate you. That's what it's all about. Just sharing information with one another. You know what I mean? It's really great to see people making it work. And thing is, we all have challenges we got to get through, and by sharing like some of our successes and failures, not just ours, but like other people's successes and failures, it helps other people to get through stuff. You know, because you're an international couple, you have different ways of life, you have different standards, different cultures, and got to get through it. Will the immigration laws make an impact on the process to bring my spouse here in a few years? So, Corey, so far, I know there's a lot of talk right now about the immigration being changed and them trying to crack down and doing extreme vetting and all that kind of stuff. But is largely not affected the spousal and family visas. I know maybe that sounds hard to believe with all the craziness going on, but it hasn't really influenced the K1. It hasn't influenced the CR1. It hasn't. And some people will say, oh well, the times are longer now because of the Trump administration. But no, it actually started getting longer towards the end of Obama administration. And I don't know why that is. I can't tell you why that is. There are some other visas that they're directly affecting, that's for sure. But that's mostly like the refugees one, and it's sad. It's not something I agree with, but I'm just being perfectly honest. Like, they have affected those. They've limited them. They've cut some of them in half, like the numbers. They've everything short of eliminating them entirely, and it's actually pretty sad. But K1, CR1's family visas, no, those have not changed. They've tried. They've taken some swipes at them, and but nothing's come to fruition. So no, the answer is no. So far, you never know. Tomorrow you might get a tweet that says something totally different. Mickey says America is missing the mark internationally. We will start to decrease in our influence. Yeah, I gotta agree with that. It's kind of sad to see it happen, but maybe we should just focus on ourselves, man, for a while. Maybe it's time to just fix things here instead of being world police. Mickey says Asia, Africa, and Latin America is the future. China for sure. In certain parts of Latin America are doing okay. Man, you see the stuff going on in Venezuela? That's crazy, right? The Wallace Life says, we will be going back to the Philippines next year, and we will vlog more information on buying a condo. That's great. That's awesome. I'll be watching that. Mickey says, what's up, The Wallace Life? If you guys didn't know, The Wallace Life is this page that you're seeing over here. Sign up for that if you haven't done so already. Great page. We got to get them to 1,000. Let's see. That's good to hear, Bruce. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to turn this light on. There we go. Okay, back in this. Let me see here. Just trying to see if I missed anything up here, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, with any luck, Yuri and I are gonna be traveling back to Southeast Asia. Can't wait. It's been a while since I traveled. I've been working like crazy, so it's been hard to get away. but I really miss traveling. Traveling is my man. I really miss it, especially Southeast Asia. I really had a good time there. Mickey says we can't just focus on ourselves. This is a global world. We must adapt or die. Our country may not get the memo, but we can see the future and ride the wave. You know, I'm not opposed to reaching out, but I think we should, instead of reaching out militarily, we should reach out economically. I'm not one of these people who thinks we should close everything down and be isolationist or anything like that. That's not gonna help us. But we should do it in a way that's not just the military. That's just my personal opinion. Having a military that's 4 times larger than all the other nations combined, I think is pretty ridiculous. Like we should definitely focus more on the economic influence that we have, and build our own infrastructure, focus on our own economy, and help out. When I say like focus on our own economies, like did you know like Philadelphia is like the largest exporter of trains? One place is the largest in America, is one of the largest exporters of trains. Like we should focus economically on people, on states and cities like that some of our states have larger GDPs than countries. Like California's GDP is larger than UK. Do you know that? It's because they have huge exports. You know, Hollywood movies, fruits, vegetables, and all that stuff. Like that's what we should focus on. We should focus on our economic influence and build that stuff up. Because I'll tell you right now, like we don't have to go to war with China. We could just we could just stop buying their stuff. You know, like that's where our influence should be. And I just wish that we would focus more on that, the economic influence. I'm not saying be isolationist, but the war thing I don't think is going well for us. Wei Gukin Wei says, what areas of the Philippines are a must to visit? Oh, it's a great question. What areas of the Philippines are a must to visit or to avoid? Tickets from Seoul are under $300 a trip. So a weekend or two there is easy to do. Okay. So you guys have any suggestions for Wei Gukin Wei about that? I got some of my own that are like a must to go see for the Philippines. Now, this is coming from somebody who's pretty biased because I really love Cebu. I would go to Cebu. Cebu is not as, it's a big city, but it's not as crowded. It's less expensive, and the people, because it's not, this is my opinion, because it's not as crowded, are a little nicer. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about Manila, but it's just a little bit slightly slower paced. If you want to have a comparison, Manila would be like New York City, and Cebu would be more like San Antonio, Texas or something. They're both pretty busy and crowded, but one is like super duper crowded, and one is just like, oh, okay, there's some things to see here, there's people around and stuff. But that being said, I would say Manila is definitely a place that you want to go see, but I wouldn't go there alone. I would meet somebody. That's the biggest thing I would do, Wei Gukin Wei, is to make sure you have a friend, somebody you. Here's what I did, and what I did was I met Yuri online, and we'd been talking for months and months, and we just hit it off, right? We just had this, we clicked, and not even on some like, physical, sexual stuff, but we were just had the same mindset. We were just, I don't know, we just clicked. The other stuff was there, but there was more going on, under the radar. So I went to Cebu and met her there, and then she took me around to her city, and that was awesome. So, like, I got to be there with a local who knew all the spots. She took me here, took me there. We had great adventures and stuff. And I was feeling out, is this the woman I want to be more serious with? That's a great combination. So, good. Best piece of advice I can give you is meet somebody there, especially if you go to Manila. You don't want to be roaming around Manila by yourself. I mean, don't do it. Let's see. Corey Walker says, avoid the places that are known for terrorism groups. Yeah, I second that emotion. Some parts of southern Mindanao, like Sulu. Mindanao is a large place, but the southern part has had some terrorist hits. That being said, Cess in the City, who's another YouTuber, by the way, Princess is actually who's a Filipina who is from that area, southern Mindanao, and they went there. They have videos there, and nothing happened to them. So take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, there are. If you go onto the onto the State Department site, it will definitely say, "Hey, watch your back if you go to southern Mindanao." Yeah. Mickey says, "What's up with your cryptocurrency?" I still have it. I still have a few, I don't know, it's worth like $20,000 something worth of cryptocurrency. That's kind of sad. I know that might sound good to you, but it used to be worth 100,000. It used to be worth a lot more. I'm just sitting on it and waiting for it to, watching it go up and down. It's so volatile. I'm just kind of looking at it right now as I'm, see if I can show you this. It's embarrassing. It used to be worth a lot more, but I got a lot of EOS, a lot of BTC, a lot of Dash. It's down right now, but BTC is back up to like almost 6,000. It's like 5.6 right now, 5,600. I still have a lot of hope for cryptocurrency. I believe Facebook's trying to get into it. I believe a couple banks have picked up on the technology. I mean, don't sleep on cryptocurrency, man. Keep watching it. Keep watching it. It's an when you understand, like, you don't even have to understand it technically, but once you get the idea of the blockchain, it's genius. It just makes so much sense. Anyway, IONU News says, I read the label on anything I buy. If it says made in China, I put it back. That's a lot of stuff, man. Even if it's pet toys, I put it back, man. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. If it's some throwaway stuff, I don't mind where it's made. But if it's more quality stuff, I tend to, pay a little bit more attention to it. If it's technology, I definitely pay a little bit more attention to it. Like this might be made in China. Let me see. I'm just looking at my mic here. Nah, this one. Maybe not. I don't know. Let me see here. Wallace says, thanks, Bruce. We have to go now. Thanks, everybody, for visiting our page. Appreciate it. The Wallace Life. Thanks, man. Thanks for showing up here. Appreciate you. Mickey says, I know. Keep it. The shift is coming. Keep buying it. The concept is sound. Yeah, ain't it? The whole digital ledger thing. Brilliant. So smart. So smart. Mickey says, you're preaching, dude, but our country doesn't want partnerships. They want countries to be subservient. And I don't understand that. I really don't understand that old mentality. Like, the world's different now. We have to change our business model. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I wish you know who's got it right? Like, there's a couple countries who have it right. The way that they behave. Canada is one of them. And I would say Germany. Economically, those two countries are really smart on how they move in the world. I don't think we've been very smart. And I'm not just talking about the current administration. I'm talking about going back. I can't even think of an administration who's done it. I'm sure in the past, like maybe FDR or something. But for the most part, we just do really dumb stuff, man. I mean, just my opinion. It's like, man, what are you guys doing? Like, take over an island, and then I don't know. I don't know why. This is coming from a serviceman. I was in the military for 8 years. I just don't. Even when I was in, like, sometimes we'd be doing stuff. I'm like, what are we doing? I was in during like Kosovo and stuff. I saw some terrible shit, man. I saw some terrible, terrible things that I cannot talk about on the live, so I get arrested. But I saw some terrible shit. I just wish we had a better business model, like you said, Mickey. I really do. There's so much potential. I love America. I love the idea of America. I don't like the crazy, stupid shit we do, but I like the idea of America is beautiful. The idea that you can come from any country and come here be a citizen. Try to go to Japan and say I'm a Japanese after being there 20 years. Try to do that. Try to go to Korea and say, oh, I'm Korean. And it doesn't matter how long you're there. Like, they're not going to consider you Korean unless you're Korean, like ethnically Korean. And Chinese, or Japanese, same thing. But America, and there's a few others that have the same concept. Australia is close, Canada, but I love this country. I love the concept of the country. I don't like the things we do, but Mr. Mike T. Man says, peace and love, everybody. Catch you next time. See you later, Mike T. Man. Mikey says, we are the strongest and have all, and we know is strength. That's the way we roll, dude. Yeah, I just wish there's an old saying that says, what is it? To a hammer, every solution is a nail. That's the way it feels sometimes with the U.S. With the way we handle things. I personally disagree with it. That being said, I do love the United States. I love having been all over the world. I see the beauty of what the founding fathers and all the people who preceded them had in mind. Is beautiful. It's absolutely amazing, and I think the impact to the human race is a lot of bad things, but a lot of good things too. So I like it. Not one but two drop bombs on a country. I think that is, it's messed up, man. Messed up. Don't even get me talking about that one. Got some stuff to say about that, but I don't want to make this into a political talk. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna close this one out. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for Eye on You News, Wallace Life, HT Logistics, and Arco Drones. I'm gonna be checking out you guys' videos. Thanks, Mickey, so much for your donation. Other people, thank you so much. Big Brother for your $10 New Zealand, man. Really appreciate that. Wish we could talk more. I want to know more about New Zealand. Big Rob, thank you so much for your donation. And New Ulysses Smith III, thank you so much, man, for a huge donation you just made. Really love this community. And that's because we're able to just share ideas and stuff. Yuri and I have really learned so much from this channel and from this community. We owe a lot to this community, and that's why I continue to do these videos. And I want to give back further by actually putting you guys on. So if you have videos, if you want me to put your videos on, you gotta let me know, and then I'll check it out if it's a good fit for our, we're not gonna put stuff that destroys people or anything like that on here, but we'll let you know if we're gonna put your stuff on the channel. It will get you views. We will promote you. It'll be links to your page. So that's what we're doing. And I got a couple more comments. Let me see. America is an awesome country, but we still need to stop being a bully. Yeah, I agree with that. Corey Walker says, smash that like button. Yeah, thanks a lot. Smash that like button. Get some rest, dude. Tell Yuri I said what's up. Love you guys. Love you back. Love everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you. And I'll see you next week. Give me some topics. What you guys want to talk about next week?